Hello and welcome along to the Don McKellar sponsored A View from Section C, episode 66. Not the best titles this week, Senior.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
coach used the word quite a lot in his post game interview, which we'll come on to when we do our game reviews. But yeah, episode Self-destruct.
yeah.
On a more
I'm, I'm,
positive note,
I'm more bothered about 66 because that's never a good number for any Scotsman. 66.
why did you mention it? Did you mention it for?
Oh,
Look at this
uh,
unprofessionalism to the heavens. Senior's
uh,
mobile phone has went.
and guess what it is? Stony. Sausage. Honest to God. Uh,
I'll hate to tell him off.
nah.
He knew we were recording a
Oh,
show tonight, so I'll hear a word
I
with him.
know. I know. I
Anyway, how's
couldn't
your week
believe.
been?
My
Never
week's
mind that.
been
How's your week
okay.
been?
I
Good.
can. My week's been okay. The old knee injury's flaring up again, Junior. So, yeah.
Am I going to give Grace a wee message for you?
Grace has never done my knee. She's done my shoulder, but she's never done my knee. I'm never going back to her, by the way. Fuck. Satan's little helper, I'll tell you.
She's been working. She was working on my knee for a couple of months recently. Well, I say a couple of months, one a month. Last couple of months, and oh fuck me, she's a little shit. She
Yeah,
really is.
yeah.
But
Come on, I didn't mind. I didn't mind getting her how much it was I knew her when I was getting my shoulder done. But I'll tell you, if the knee's getting done, yes, Mister Argento will be paying for that again. So I might just need you to pick us up again for Edinburgh.
oh fuck, no that again. That was the first storm as well. He had to
Yeah,
do that drive coming back at 30 mile an hour down that road just before the
that was a
Bridge
laugh.
at Erne.
That was a
Oh
laugh.
my
It was okay.
god.
It was out my head on tramadol, so I didn't care.
Lying in the back of my car with your feet up. God
I'm
almighty.
saying to you, Junior, we're driving off a fast here. You're like we're at 30 mile an hour. Must have been the tramadol. But yeah, life's been good this week, so
Good.
it's just
Good.
work, is it?
I know that feeling. I know that
Yeah.
feeling. Um, but
I
yeah,
wasn't
so
happy with you. Well, wait a minute though. I'm calling you out.
ooh,
I'm calling you out
ooh.
because I wasn't happy with the wee comment you made yesterday about my Dowd t-shirt, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm no
Sam
rant
Sim.
fanny.
Sam Sim. Yeah. Shocking behaviour. No angry,
Kinda believe-
just disappointed. Crack on with the show, Junior.
We are cracking on because that's one of the worst call outs we've had yet. So it is our 51 Club sponsored game reviews. So we were at the Glasgow, Braehead, North Renfrewshire, North Lanarkshire, South Lanarkshire, Paisley clan. Saturday Challenge Cup wasn't the best of performances from what we have heard. Gary Hayden at 9:53. He then doubled the clan's lead at 14:04. Two goals in the second period, one by Michael Pellick, 32-28, the usual Dundee Stars short-handed goal on the power kill. And then the Rat at 36-38, giving Clan 4-0 lead. Ryan Valentini assisted by Dryden Dow and Craig Moore at 47-40, giving the Stars a consolation goal.
Been better off with a cancellation. Maybe should have cancelled at the end of the second.
So a 4-1 loss in the Challenge Cup. That is now us officially. Well, I still don't think it is officially out of the
No, it's
Challenge Cup because there's still another team only on 2 points.
nah, we're done.
So I think we are done. And from what I've heard, this could be wrong. However, and Senior, you know what I'm going to say
Yeah,
here. This
yeah,
is the
because I heard
first
that as
year we
well.
have not qualified for the quarter-finals of the Challenge
Yeah,
Cup. Now, if anyone does know if that is incorrect, let us know. I did do a lot of research on the Elite League's website for it and Elite Prospects and looking at how many games players played and everything, and I couldn't really figure it out. So
yeah.
I'm going to say yes, it is the first team we've not qualified for the quarterfinals. At least we won't have to pay extra money this season now.
Yeah, I
That's my
can't lie. That's
silver
about
lining.
it's
I'm
about the
skinned.
only positive. I know. It's about the only positive we take out of this Challenge Cup.
Yeah.
Considering at the start of the season, this is one of the trophies that we were aiming for, and we've went out on an absolute whimper. But going back to the Glasgow game, I can't remember what scores. Did you write the scores down for last week?
So the scores from last week were Senior said 3-2 in overtime to Clan or on penalties.
Okay,
Junior said 4-2 Clan.
close, Junior.
Wasn't
Close.
far off.
No, you weren't far off.
Wasn't
But
far off.
um, we've played Clan a number of times now over the past couple of years, right? And we know that Gary Hayden is an absolute player against us. And again, he proves it. 2+1 again. Um,
Yeah.
but from all accounts, poor performance. Um, just know what the race is. And they sort of eased off in the third period. There was
Mhm.
a lot of comments on how poor the performance was. I must admit, when I listened to the coach's interview, I was a bit, I had every emotion. I was a bit surprised, a bit shocked at what he was saying in regards to it. That, I think he'd probably written off before the game the Challenge Cup. And I think
Mhm.
his interview basically said that. Um, if that was the case, that we were writing it off prior to the game, it doesn't set a good precedence to the players, because if the players believe in that, then why are they going to go out and give 60 minutes effort? Also, and this might come down to the netminders themselves, as in, did Kevin want to play Saturday, or did he, or was he basically told, you're number one, you're playing? If we're writing that off, then why did Lucas game again? Go and play him, because we knew on the Sunday Kevin was always starting against Nottingham.
Yeah, I think the thing was there was obviously still the chance of qualification on Saturday. If we beat Clan both games and Clan lost the rest of their games, I believe Clan finished bottom of the group and Stars qualified still. So probably why Kevin has played. But
Even at 4, then
yeah,
give him a period, let him sit, for
big
20
tuna.
minutes, get the feet up, and get him ready again for Sunday. Uh,
Yeah,
Disappointing, definitely. Another short-handed goal, just not good enough. The power play is absolutely shocking.
yeah,
There's no two words about it. The power play is very, very poor.
yeah.
We just can't even get set up.
No, it's the not it's not setting up, but it's the not scoring but conceding as well.
Yeah,
And it's yeah. So it was a disappointing result. I think everyone expected a bit more from the performance, even if you'd lost in overtime or it was a close game. I think you still, it's a Scottish derby game. It's a rivalry game against
exactly.
the massive. Um,
It's
so
Junior. It's what I got, and what basically annoyed me about the interview, right, was the cup's a different animal, etc., etc. Right, I can't mind the exact words that the coach said. He's got to remember, a lot of people paid good money to go through there
mhm,
and expected a win. Right now, if we're saying that the cup's a different animal, we felt we were out of it, or whatever, then what's the point of even being there? Why people tell people that before the game starts, so they don't go and buy tickets.
yeah,
And that was a bit of a sore point for me, to be honest with you. What I took out of that
yeah,
the cup was gone. Yeah, but people were still expecting 60 minutes. They pay good money to go and watch the team.
yeah. Another thing I was surprised at was somebody put a picture up of the arena during the game, and it was next to empty, and they've reported that there was 2,868 at the game.
Yeah, it just depends on when the photos are took, though. That's the thing.
It was during the game. The players were on the ice playing.
So could it be, right? And I'm no sticking up for a clan. I would probably think everybody does this. That I would, if I'm an owner, right, I'm going to report the crowd including season ticket holders, whether they're at the game or whether they're
Not a,
not at the game.
not a season ticket game though.
Oh, well, there you go
Yeah,
then.
Challenge Cup, is it?
Yeah, but I don't know
Got to
how
be on.
Glasgow work their tickets.
Maybe they do. Yeah, maybe they
It's
do.
just a thought. It's just a
But
thought.
yeah,
But
I was
that's my
surprised when I
idea.
saw that. I thought over
Yeah,
2,500. No fucking way.
yeah,
But yeah, so we were expecting a big response after the disappointing
yep,
defeat. There was a lot of negativity on the Saturday night. Come home, Nottingham Panthers. It got off to the worst possible start, and I think I went when the guy Lonjo picked up the puck. I went goal, and he scored. 52
yeah,
seconds in, Alexander Lonjo. Uh, Josh Britton equalised, assisted by Elmer and Mackay at 4:54. Adam Johnson, 26-12. Otto Niemanen at 29:30. Put them 3-1 up. Spencer Nass pulling one back, assisted by Alan Rinaldi at 32-35. And then a quick fire goal from Didrik Slasher Henbrandt at 33:50. And then 3 unanswered power play goals in the third period. Adam Johnson, 48-36, and Matthew Lemay with both the last two goals, 6 and 7, at 51:09 and 56:09, which led on to the stick snapping.
yep.
So,
Words,
firstly,
word.
the game,
Yeah, you go.
pish. You know what? Right, I can't say pish. I thought the first period,
You've already said it.
we were all right. We were all right the first period.
Yep.
And then the second period, again, I think we were okay. We gave up a couple of. I still, and this is no criticism of Kevin Carr because I tweeted it right after the game. Hashtag we are all Kevin Carr. I'm a massive fan of him. I think he's kept us in games. You know how many games we've played so far? 5 or 6 in the league. He's kept us in every game so far. But I think there'll be a couple at
Yeah.
maybe the 4-2 or the 5-2, whatever point it was. A couple of goals he'll want back, I think. But up until that point, we got 3-2 and then bang, 4-2.
Yeah.
As Mark
And I think,
said, self-destruct.
like what you were saying there, I think for me, probably that fourth goal, that's the end that Kevin will want back.
Mhm.
And I think that was the shot where it's went above the pad. He's went down butterfly. It's went above the pad and below the glove. And I actually think I think he thinks he's got it. And then
Yeah,
he's just missed it. I actually think he's thinking about the next play beyond that. Do I hold
yeah.
it? Do I play it? And that for that split second, the concentration is gone.
Is that the
But
one
like
off the
what you said,
face-off?
eh,
Is that the one off the face-off?
might have been. It
Yeah.
might be. I can't remember, Junior. But for me, the first period was the same. I thought we were really good the first period. I
Mhm.
thought we were
Thought we're all right,
fast.
yeah.
Josh Britton played really well the first period. I thought he got us back in the game within 3 minutes of them scoring, which I thought was brilliant. We're back in the game, and we matched them in that first period. Wasn't a lot of shots on goal, but we matched them. I actually thought we were the better team in the first period, and I had a lot of hope going into the second and in the third.
Yeah.
I went to 3-1, and I'm thinking we need to get back. If we could get it 3-2, we're in with a shout here. Lo and behold, we get back to 3-2. But then the quick fire goal, and it's at 4-2. At 4-2, I'm thinking we're no playing very well now, and we're beginning to make mistake after mistake. And then the third period was just an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Absolute
Yeah.
disaster. There was
It's
there was silly penalties getting taken. It was just an absolute disaster in that third
yeah.
period.
Yeah. And listen, yeah, I think Kevin played well still. I still think
So
Carr
do I.
played well.
So do
Um,
I.
the one that really hacked me off was the save he made, and the puck went to the side of the goal, and there's about 4 boys just literally
Yep.
standing watching the guy.
Yeah.
Carr's obviously spun round because he's made the save and his
Yep.
momentum's carried him through. And then they're just standing watching the guy get the
Yeah.
puck and then just
I
shoot the
think
fucking goal again.
I think what's
Like, what
happened. Yeah. There's a forward behind the goal. There's a D
Oh,
man with that forward. There's a forward standing, the guy that scores,
yeah,
and then I'm fairly positive that Sean Allen and Chris Mackay are standing at the back post.
yeah. I
I
can't
just,
mind. I didn't watch it back
I
because
just,
again,
no, not Junior M is saying when highlights. See when the
highlights.
highlights go up, as much as I like the highlights, right? And then I watch the highlights when we get
I,
beat.
I put it on
Just,
for one thing,
yeah. And even then,
and
I wasn't even watching that.
yeah, I put it on to see because there was a lot of Nottingham fans slating Britain for a late hit on Tetlow. Now listen, you know, best wishes, speedy recovery to Josh Tetlow, without a doubt. I believe it's a broken upper
A
arm he
broken
has.
arm. Yeah.
But I went back and I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch it back again because they were absolutely raging about it on some of the posts that Nottingham had put up. Um, it's just a good hard hit. It's
That's
just
it.
the
Yeah.
the speed that he goes in it, and obviously Britain, you know, let's not beat around the bush. Josh has lost a bit of pace from last season. He is getting a bit older, but he went in it a wee bit of pace. Certainly in live action compared to the camera, compared
Yeah.
to the highlights, he looks a lot quicker when you're in person. It was just a hard hit, and it's the fact that Tetlow goes to move the puck and he puts his arm against the board to protect himself,
Yeah.
and he's just been steamrolled. The
I just
the
think
puck was there. It's not a late hit. It's just a good hard
uh,
hit.
it's an unfortunate hockey play,
Yeah,
right? And let's be honest, right? People will come on here and slag officials, right? They'll slag Pavel, they'll slag Toby, right? But I'm telling you, if that's a penalty, both of these guys are calling it at the same time,
yeah,
and none of them did. And
no,
that's how sometimes I'll look at it and think to myself, it's an unfortunate hockey play. It's no good for the laddie. The laddie's got hurt. He's out for about 3 months. But let's be honest, this could be season could be done. It
yeah,
could be done because you have to go through physio, recovery, etc., etc. And like you say, you wish him all the best, and you hope he gets back sooner rather than later. It's just an unfortunate hockey play. And if there
yeah,
was any debate about the hit, these guys are calling it. And the fact that
yeah,
they didn't call it tells me it was just a hit
yeah.
that's went
And
wrong.
and let's be honest, and this isn't a criticism of Pavel or Toby, but they like a penalty.
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm
will
saying.
call it. So the fact that none of them put their hand up,
Yep.
you know, there was some
Yeah.
poor calls in that game, like, but that goes to show it was a good hit because they both let it go.
Yep.
Um, but speaking of penalties, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
speak about it
Yep.
because
I
I'm
was
still not happy about it.
what are you speaking about?
Johnny Walker.
Yes. Why?
Listen, we don't
Why?
call players out, right? And I'm not calling them out, but we are going on a penalty kill. We're currently
Yeah.
getting a penalty, and he literally just he goes over Toby Craig to
Yeah.
punch him in the
I know.
face.
I don't know what
Why?
he's trying to do at that situation, right? Um, if you go back, if you rewind a wee bit, right? I think was the hit at mid-ice with Kelso. That was before
I don't think it was
or
that.
was it after?
I don't think it was that play.
No, it wasn't that play. But
Oh, okay.
so I think the hit was possibly before Walker's penalty, right? If you think about it, Walker's the guy that gets hit. I think it was a bit of a
Yeah,
dodgy pass, to be honest with you. It was a bit of a hospital pass, and it's caught him looking down for the puck.
we do
And
it.
then,
We do a lot of them.
yep. And listen, if any of our players hit a player like that at any place on the ice, we're on our feet, standing ovation, because that is the cleanest mid-ice hit
Yeah,
I've seen in that arena for a long time.
but
And
that
it's
was after Kelso's hit on him. It happened 2 minutes after Kelso's
yeah,
hit on him.
yeah. So Walker's been hit, big hit for Kelso. Players then get involved, but nothing happens. And that frustrated me. If you're going to go in there, whether it's Johnny Walker, whether it's your captain, somebody has to answer for that. Even though it's the cleanest hit of the week, that you'll probably the cleanest hit we'll see our season, somebody has to answer for it. And nobody answered for it. And the only thing I could think about Walker tatting that daft penalty is he's still pissed for that hit. And he's looking to go for somebody. But if you think of what happened at the hit, none of them got involved. They weren't going to get involved again. Especially when Chris Mackay was already going off. And it's just the discipline was gone at that point. From the hit onwards, the discipline was gone.
I was also a bit frustrated with that at the hit. Again, great hit. Young Jordan stepping up with a big hit. No the bulkiest of lads either. Absolutely creams him. Good open ice hit. But Carter Johnson went to go with him.
And stopped.
And got 2 minutes for roughing.
And got 2 minutes for roughing.
Just fucking do it.
To be honest with you, Junior, it's the right. Doesn't matter what I think of Toby and Pavel, right? It's the right call.
Oh,
and that's the frustrating thing about it. If you're going to do something, go and do something, because the other player is going to have to fight back. And then you've got somebody off the ice. But going up, grabbing jerseys and jabbing them and pulling around, the boy will just stand there as if nothing's going on. It's like, yeah, that's it. You could take the penalty then. You've got 2 minutes for roughing. There was another silly penalty as well. And it was at the penalty boxes with Chris Mackay's interference call. Now,
see, he got called for cross-checking.
Interference.
He got called for cross-checking.
Well, potentially, whatever it is, it's a penalty.
But I didn't.
Nah.
I want to watch it back again. I never watched that one back. I didn't think it was a penalty because the boy had hit he got hit himself. The Nottingham boy got hit, and he got up and he went beeline for Mackay to hit him. And I just thought Mackay just pushed him out the way.
Nah.
I didn't think it's a penalty, but I'll watch it back to see it because I just thought the boy hit him and he got called for the penalty.
I'm fairly positive he actually either cross-checks him on the front or he actually cross-checks him on the back. My recollection is the puck's coming towards him and he just hits him. And then he looks round and Toby's just standing behind him with his hand up. You're thinking, or I was certainly thinking, you forgot he's standing behind you here. You've gave him a dig and you forgot the referee's standing behind you. But it's just discipline, eh? It's just discipline.
Yeah. So self-destruct, as Mark says, I think he mentioned it about 5 or 6 times in his interview. We self-destruct. It's been happening since pre-season. We self-destruct. And it's almost, I'm actually even going to say it. I genuinely think it's worse than last season right now. Just the whole attitude behind it all.
Yeah, I think the vibe going around is worse. The only positive thing I could take from it is I think we've got a group of players that they have got the potential to turn around. Let's not beat about the bush, right? And I think based on the fact that, and I'll touch on this with my good, my bad, my ugly, that Kevin's still there, gives us that chance. I think if the worst was to happen and Kevin had left or they announced he was leaving, etc., because the thing that came out was Cardiff let their goalie go, and straight away everybody's saying that's it, Kevin's on his way to Cardiff. And people begin to worry, and we're thinking, oh my God, how are we going to get a netminder in so quick of his calibre to drag this team through the position we're in?
Yeah. So, looking back at that then, so we'll come on to it. The stick snap, the hurl of whatever was said at the bench towards, and it was, you could see he was looking at who he was looking directly at, one person in particular on the bench. And then obviously Big Tuna goes in and he goes off the ice and right down the tunnel, and whatever after that, what happened. A lot of rumours were going around that night about he fucked off there, he left, whatever. But the main thing for me was, yep, okay. A lot of people were saying it was unprofessional of him. A lot of people were saying, just pretty much shitting on him. Listen, I actually had an argument with somebody on Twitter about it, and I don't care. I don't give a fuck that he walked off that ice. I'd rather have somebody who cared that much about winning or losing than sitting on the bench or skating around at the end, because we've seen it in years gone by. We've been in a rut, we've been on a losing streak, and players are skating around at the lap of honour, the round of applause at the end of the game, smiling and having a laugh with one of their teammates after getting pumped. I didn't care. I'd rather he walked right off the fucking ice in a rage.
Yeah.
I couldn't give two shits. He's the fucking man that's keeping this team together right now.
Yeah.
Or keeping us in games, should I say.
Yeah.
But the big thing for me on that was, obviously, he did put a tweet out yesterday that said, "Thank you everyone for the positive messages and encouragement. We will get through this as a team. We are all committed to making it right. No question. You fans deserve better." And then obviously Kevin Carr is obviously a big social media person because he used hashtag and an emoji. That doesn't really work on hashtags, Kevin. I'm sorry, but uh, you need to
Yeah.
actually write the word stars. Have a wee chat with Lo. She's the social media person in
Yeah.
that
We
relationship.
maybe we might need to get his missus to run his social media account. But for me, right? See for Kevin Carr, okay? Goalies are different from skaters, okay?
Oh God, yeah,
Okay. Goalies, if they're leaving the ice, they've either pulled themselves or they've been pulled, and they will be in a fucking rant. So
yep,
the best place for them is in the dressing room.
hmm
Right? I know what people are saying. It's unprofessional. He should have stayed on the bench. In my opinion, no, he shouldn't have. I think he done the right thing and he got
yep,
away from the team. An outfield skater could get benched, but there
yep,
might be that requirement that they might need to go on. There's no way that at 7-2, Lucas is going to go in and he's going to get pulled. The only way he's getting pulled is if he suddenly goes in and fucking pulls a hamstring,
yeah,
right?
yep,
He's in there at the end of the game. I would rather Kevin was away from them and let Kevin go and think about what's
yeah,
went on. But I'll tell you, I've got every sympathy with the man. Every
mhm,
sympathy in the world for what happened on Sunday. He kept us in it. You're right. One or two goals he maybe wants back, but he kept us in that game. At
yep,
5-2, we were still in the game because of Kevin Carr. 6-2, he's still thrown his cell about. 7-2, he's thought, I've had enough of this. I have had enough. Even on that seventh goal, the penalty kill units all over the place.
yeah.
And
It was,
I've got every sympathy for him. I'm glad he done it. And I'm glad he showed emotion, whether it was whoever it was aimed at. It might have been aimed at one man, or it might have been aimed at every single person sitting on that bench. But I'm glad he done it. I'm also glad he came out on Monday or Tuesday with his tweet and
yeah,
says we're in it as a team.
yep, yep.
And
It,
I just hope that that's the kick in the arse that every single one of them needs.
yeah,
Because without him, we are fucking in dire straits.
yep.
Dire straits
Um,
unless we get somebody o' the ilk o' Bacala, Riopel, boys like that to come and play for us.
a retired Ryapel, even at that.
There you go.
But yeah, it was Jack had actually messaged they'd watched some of the footage back from the game, and they could. And the first thing he said was, "Why was the D man up that high on on the penalty kill?"
Because the reason they're that high is they're puck chasing.
Mm,
And that's what they're doing. They're not holding position. They're
yep,
they're playing. They're trying to be over aggressive, but the other three are that far across. He really shouldn't go up. He should just
yep,
hold his position, but
yep.
he doesn't,
So
and he makes the play easier. So
yeah,
yeah,
so in the game it was 7-2. It was an absolute shit fest.
yeah.
Senior, part of a new segment on the show this of we are giving our verdicts of our man of the match. Who was your man of the match for the home game on Sunday?
Kevin Carr. Even though we're letting 7,
He's went with him.
Kevin Carr was man of the match for
So
me.
Kevin Carr has 1 vote for the season, and at the end of the season we'll tally up where man of the match is, and that'll
Okay.
effectively give us our man of the year.
No
Although
worries.
maybe
Who
not
was
our player
yours?
of the year. I actually agreed with the proper announced man of the match at the game of Kyle Pouncey.
Yep, I was. Yeah,
Finally,
yep. Again, very consistent.
Yep.
But it's probably the game that he doesn't want it. He's
No,
a D
but
man,
finally
and
he's
they've just
deserved
shipped in
got it.
7. Same with Kevin,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, finally, he's actually got it. He's deserved it in numerous other games this year, as has Kevin Carr. But I'm actually just a way to look at.
I will say though, Junior, right, that each time we mentioned Kevin Carr, the netminder, Kevin Carr for Charleston keeps jumping in the tweets. Now, Kevin is also George Carr's cousin, and Kevin Carr keeps jumping in more tweets as if it's about him. Absolute sausage.
So just for the record, Kyle Pouncey, I hate the plus minus stat. It's the worst stat in hockey, but Kyle Pouncey was actually 0 for the plus minus on Sunday. So although 3 of them are power play goals, you kind of get a minus for a power play goal. But out of the other 4 goals, Kyle Pouncey was a 0. Kyle Pouncey, my man of the match, finally got one. So that is obviously the game reviews. That currently leaves us sitting second bottom, not bottom yet, second bottom. The Guildford Flames currently bottom of the league after 5 games. 2 overtime or shootout losses. No wins for them yet. We've got 1 win. Coventry got 1 win, and obviously we'll be playing them in a home and home. Not next weekend, the weekend after. Glasgow sitting there in 7th, with 3 points from 4, 5 for 5 from 4. As you go up the table, Manchester in 5th, Cardiff in 4th, Belfast in 3rd, Nottingham 2nd, and Sheffield top. So
the worrying stat again, when you look at that, is the number of goals scored. We've only scored 8 goals in the league.
Let's bring this back up because I never looked.
Yep, there you go.
8 goals and 18 against. So we've scored more goals than Guildford.
Yep. 18 against is a bit worrying, right? Especially when Guildford are below you, and they've only let in 17. But Coventry have let in 24. Glasgow have let in 21. Manchester, Nottingham 16. So you know what? That's maybe not. It's a worrying trend, but the biggest worry, we've always said it, we didn't look like scoring goals, and the table doesn't lie. Yeah.
Bear in mind that Nottingham and Clan drew 6-6 last week or the weekend before.
The other thing, Junior, when you look at that table, Nottingham are second top. Let's be honest, right? They weren't that good.
They were ranked. No, they were
ranked rotten. Not that good.
They were ranked rotten.
Yep. That's what gets me. That is not another season is going, and Nottingham are up there, and that's not a great Nottingham team, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, Craig Niche Decorators sponsored game previews. So this weekend we have a home and home with the defending champions, the Belfast. Are they still staying aligned? Belfast staying aligned Giants.
God.
So the Giants home and home again.
The Belfast massively sponsored Giants.
Aye. So obviously they are undefeated in both league and cup competitions. So a tough ask for us, but the positive being we are at home first.
Yeah. I've not seen Belfast. You've seen them because I was on the Hollybobs. So this will be my first time of really seeing them. Am I looking forward to seeing them? Yes. Am I looking forward to the game? 50-50. Just because you've said there's a couple of guys that are really good players. I think it's a guy. Is it Quinn Preston? Is that his name?
Oh, he's in my
Yep.
notes to speak about him.
Yeah. There's him. Obviously Tedesco.
Yeah. The guy
Then they've got
Prince.
Besco at the back. The guy that I'm looking forward to seeing, right, is this guy. Is it Curdy or Curdle or something at the back? I think it's Charlie Curdle or something his name is. It's a silly,
Hmm.
daft spelling. I'm looking forward to seeing him because seemingly he's a bottle of arse. And
Can't recall seeing him in the first game.
yeah, but I think it's Curdl or something like that, or Curdi.
CUN.
No, Daisy will be listening. We can't say these words now. Daisy listens too many
I never
times.
said that. I just spelt
I
CUN.
know. Junior, she could spell.
DIE. Cundy.
So, yeah. So he was the guy that got involved. He was fighting against Clan last week when Pelic had went into Whistle and Whistle got injured. So I'm looking for...
Is Jackson injured?
Jackson's injured. Jackson got taken off. He started and got taken off. Besco had to go in.
Jackson.
I don't know what... Yeah. I don't even care if he'll be there this weekend or not. So
I'm disappointed. I love seeing Jackson.
yeah, but I'm hoping that we're getting amongst them, eh? Just getting about it. Just
listen. We did that the first game against them. When we went 2-0 up, but after about 5 minutes, 6 minutes or something, and they didn't like it. You know, Keith called that timeout, went absolutely ape shit. They scored straight away, but we were fucking all over them those first few
and
minutes.
that's what we need to do. But it's got to be 60 minutes of that. That's the problem. The team have shown in small spurts they could do it. They need to do it for 60 minutes. And that's it for me. The away game, I'm not overly concerned about the away game. I would concentrate on getting the points at the home game, and let's see what happens on the Sunday.
Yeah,
we've done it before. We've how many years of fans written Dundee off going into Belfast and have suddenly sprung a shock.
Yeah. I'm mainly looking forward to seeing Taff, to be honest. I do like to see Taff. I get a good conversation with him. He's always very good
hockey
friend
man, is
of
he?
ours. Yeah,
He's
very
a good
good friend
hockey
of
man,
ours. A bit strange, but you know,
well,
when you're
he's a
Welsh,
Welshman. He's a Welshman in Northern Ireland, is he? I mean,
yeah,
doesn't get any stranger than
that. So yeah, it's Quinn Preston for me. The guy Prince as well. Prince is 1+4 so far. Quinn Preston 2+3 in 4 games. He's a hell of a player, by the way. Absolute hell of a player. But Senior predictions.
Right. This might shock you, Junior, right? But for the home game, I think Giants will win, but I think it'll be in overtime. I'll go 3-2 Giants in overtime. I think we're going to pick a point up on Saturday. I think there's going to be a big kickback this week, or I certainly like to think there's going to be a big kickback after what happened at the end of the Nottingham game. That suddenly the team will turn up.
Yeah. So I'm going to do my reverse psychology, because when we've predicted it to be pumped, it's no being a pumping.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 5-0 Belfast.
Okie doke.
What I hope is
it's 5-0 Dundee.
2-1 Stars overtime.
Yeah.
That's my real one. 2-1 Stars.
I would take
overtime.
a point. I would take a point before the game and see what would happen going into either overtime or penalties.
Yeah, so, I think or penalties. Yeah, I think it'll be an OT win for us of some form. 2-1. But I'm going to say it's going to be 5-0 Giants.
Sunday, I'm going to go 5-1 Giants.
Oh, I've went 6.
Yeah.
I'm going 6-1 Giants.
I think
again,
I think it'll just catch up with her. Especially depending on how we play in the home game. I think we played as hard as what we think the scores might be. I think it might
Yeah,
just catch up with us on Sunday, and I
yeah,
think they'll just be too strong.
yeah. And apologies to anyone that's part of the club that listens to this. I know some do. We do apologise. We don't mean it personally. Just what we think's going to happen. I'm sorry. You know who you are. Okay, so that is our review and preview. Senior, you know what that means. The
Yeah,
bad and the
the
ugly.
good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good, the good is, and this is going to sound really strange. The good is Kevin Carr. It's Kevin Carr and the announcement that he put on social media that they're in it as a team, because there was a lot of worried Stars fans on Sunday night going into Monday thinking that Kevin was away.
I
I
was
think
shite myself.
yeah, it's good that he's in it. He seems to be in it for the long run, and that could only be of benefit to the club as a whole, because he's an experienced netminder. He seems to be a really likable guy. Uh, and his missus does seemingly a lot of stuff on social media that I didn't see because I'm too old for all that nonsense.
You know what? I'm not going to lie, Senior. I was refreshing my TikTok quite regularly on Sunday night and Monday, to see if Load put a video up just in case they packed their bags and left on Monday.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody was probably the same, waiting on an announcement coming out, whether it came out from the cars or whether it came out from the club. But you kind of we've spoke about it a number of times. I've spoke on here about it a number of times, but we need someone like Kevin Carr as our netminder, and I'm glad he stayed. So that's a good. The bad is the discipline and the number of silly penalties we continually take during games. The penalty kill does okay, but eventually they're just going to die a death because they've been on that ice that often, killing penalties.
Yeah.
I think Nottingham scored 3 power play goals, and Glasgow scored 1 power play goal. Now, there's probably more penalties on top of that where we've hit the penalty kill, but these guys will just get so tired, they will really, really struggle. And eventually, they'll get fatigued and teams will score on with. And we need to improve the discipline because the discipline is bad.
Yep.
The ugly is the league table, the cup table, whatever you want to look at, it is just so ugly. The goals for column is ugly. The power play is ugly. It's just something is not clicking when we're trying to score goals or the power play. So that's it for this week, Junior. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Good. I thought you were going to say the ugly was the discipline as well there.
I
Thought
could
you were
have.
having a double whammy. You were having a double whammy.
I thought about it, and I'm thinking, right, how do I play this? Do I go for bad being the discipline or the ugly being the discipline? So yeah,
Brilliant. Okay, so on this day, we have a couple of things on this day, Senior. I love on this day. So on this day, we do not want to play another fucking game. 2014, we had a 5-0 away league loss to the Unwashed Friends from Fife.
oh my god,
In 2015, we had a 5-4 overtime league home loss to the Belfast Giants.
I'll take
And
that.
in 2019, we had an away league loss to the Belfast Giants, losing by 7-2. Goals in that
Wow.
game were scored by Matt Marquis and Elgin Pierce. So unfortunately, we do not want to play a game on the 25th of October
God,
ever
that must
again.
have been before he left to go to Belfast, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Not long before too as well.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
on this day, we have a birthday. Born in 1994, was the playoff hero a couple of seasons ago, Sebastian Bengtsson.
What a player.
And on
Absolute player.
this day in 2012, we signed a player that
Stop it now.
every season, I think it's Joey Curran wants this boy signed.
It's Klanos.
Oh, no.
No?
Wow. No.
It's the other one.
It's the other one. It's the other American boy.
Yeah.
On this day in 2012, the Dundee Stars signed Tim Krause.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't as bad as Tyler Brickler.
No, it wasn't.
Close. I have an update on Tyler Brickler. I got told about Tyler Brickler the other day on what he's doing now. He is currently he's doing national service for South Korea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So from
Wonder if he kens the boy for Tottenham.
maybe. But for getting pumped for Belfast at Dundee Ice Arena to patrolling the border in South
Wow.
Korea.
Gee whiz. Yeah. I bet he wishes he was still. I bet he wishes he was still here now.
Yeah. So that is on this day. A final thank you to everyone that has reached out for merchandise. We had a few orders taken in quite quickly. We're even getting looking to ship stuff to London for a diehard in London Senior. Dropped me a WhatsApp message last night, getting some stuff shipped down to him. So I will leave my business manager to look into those arrangements.
Business manager. I mean your wife.
But yeah, so that is the end of this week's show. Obviously, we've got 3 games going to be coming up next week, so we'll have our game review of the Belfast Giants home and home. Then we've also got Cardiff away on the Wednesday and the home and home with the Coventry Blaze Saturday, Sunday. We do have a special guest coming next week, Senior.
Looking forward to this one, Junior.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you who it is because you have to tune in, but a lot of people would say that this man, he is a legend of the EIHL and what he's done. So yeah, no more about that because I'll end up giving it away. So again, thanks for tuning in as always. Thanks for getting the orders in for the merch. Looking forward to getting a special guest on next week, and hopefully we've got a win next week. But if you need to cheer yourself up, get yourself down the Perth Road, get yourself to our title sponsor, get to Don McKellar, and get yourself a nice pizza. And on that note, have a good week. I will see you at the weekend.